Good morning, afternoon, or evening, everybody, and welcome to Pangolin, the Conservation Podcast. I'm your host, Jack Baker, and welcome to the show dedicated to amplifying the amazing, inspiring, interesting, fascinating, scary, amazing, I don't know, all sorts of incredible stories that inspire me, and I hope will inspire you too. On today's show, I am joined once again by Seheno Andriantsaralaza to talk about LemurLove, the charity that she works for. You may remember her from a few episodes ago. We talked about baobabs and her work in that kind of area, and now she's here to tell us a little bit about her work with LemurLove and how she wasn't necessarily predisposed to love lemurs, but how she's kind of grown into this love, and it's a great story. Before we get to that though, I thought this is the perfect opportunity to tell you about my history with lemurs, and how I learned to love lemurs, because I don't think I've told you that yet. And yeah, it would be good to kind of let you know why I was perhaps interested to talk about lemurs. And of course, I was interested from the very beginning. As soon as they suggested a whole series, the Lemur Conservation Network, of course I was interested in working with them. But my relationship with lemurs goes back quite a while. I've worked at zoos and all sorts of places where lemurs have been a major point of discussion, and I've visited hundreds and hundreds of places that have had lemurs. And I think the point I can pinpoint in my mind of when I learned to love lemurs, maybe not necessarily at that exact moment, but I learned to love them because of the funny story it provided, um, was when I was very young. I must have been probably no more than 5. Me and my family went on a trip to, I'm not going to name and shame the zoo, but we went on a trip to somewhere in England, and we visited a zoo, and they had a lovely section that you could walk through, and you could feed some of the animals. You weren't meant to touch them, but you could get close and see them, and it was very much like the walkthroughs you'll find in many zoos. And yeah, so we had some food in our hands because we were meant to be feeding, I think it was rhea or emu or some kind of large and scary looking bird, which was intimidating enough. But a lovely lemur noticed that I had this bag of food in my small 5-year-old hands, and decided it would be a lovely thing to do to sneak up, jump up at me, and attempt to steal that food. Now, that was fine, and it would have been fine had it used its hands. However, it went in mouth first. Uh, so it took quite a large chunk out of my hand, which, as 5-year-old me, was a little bit shocked and, yes, screaming, crying, oh, what's happened? Of course, it was my own silly fault for waving food around where there were animals. Nothing to do with the lemur, really, at all. So my mum dragged me out of this walkthrough and immediately phoned a doctor to say, "Oh my God, my son, he has just been he's been bitten. He's been bitten by a lemur, and I don't know what to do." And the doctor was like, "Okay, Fiona, just stay nice and calm. Where are you? Are you in the jungle? Are you somewhere in Africa? Are you in Madagascar? What's happened?" And she just down the phone had to say, "No, we're in the Lake District," uh, and I think the confusion on the doctor's in the doctor's voice was really quite palpable, and I think it's traumatized my mum to this day. Whereas me, it made me laugh quite a lot, uh, and yeah, that's kind of the moment I think I realized while I had gotten a nip, it wasn't that sore, and it wasn't the end of the world. It was just kind of it formed this connection. I wish if it was anything like a comic book, I would be Lemur instead of Spider-Man. I'd be Lemur Man or something. But no, just kind of instead of the superpowers or anything particularly interesting, it's just a good story and a moment that I will always remember as the moment I kind of formed this bond and connection with lemurs. And yeah, that's kind of where it all started for me. And I've since worked at organisations like the Royal Zoological Society, which has several of Scotland, which has several species of lemurs, and visited other parks, other places, and just fallen more and more in love with them. And I think it's so easy because they are such charismatic, wonderful creatures. And yes, there's something that, because they are so charismatic and wonderful, there's something that I personally really feel passionately about, and now, especially after this series, have an urge to tell everyone we need to protect. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed that story and learning about how I how I perhaps slightly traumatically but interestingly fell in love with lemurs. And yeah, I hope it. I wonder if any of you have a funny lemur story like that, please let us know. Um, so I will stop telling my story now, and I'll hand over. And you'll hear another story about learning to love lemurs from the incredible Seheno Andriantsaralaza. She, yes, works for LemurLove, so is an expert in loving lemurs, you would think, but yes, has an equally interesting and complicated relationship with them. So I really hope you enjoy listening to that. Before I hand over to Seheno, of course, I would love to say please make sure to subscribe to the podcast on your podcasting service of choice. And of course, you can find us on social media at Pangolin Podcast if you want to follow us on there as well. Until next time, of course, thank you so much for listening. I really hope you enjoy the interview. And yes, thank you once again for joining us as we explore the land of the lemurs. Thank you so much. Just if I could ask you one more question, just because I'm going to be talking to
Mm-hmm.
Marnie about LemurLove, the organization. I
Mm-hmm.
wondered
Yeah.
if if I could ask you just briefly to to just say what your role is and your involvement. Could you tell
Yeah.
us a little bit about your
Yeah.
involvement in that?
Uh, Absolutely. Yeah. I'm the in-country director of LemurLove. So the Mani is the founder and director of LemurLove, but I'm the representative of LemurLove. And um, LemurLove is such a, such a, this organization that we really have this common, how can we say that, dream? Because we really love lemurs, right? That's the first thing. That's the first thing. We really love the lemurs. And because I've worked with Mani when I worked at the NGO in the south of Madagascar, and I was in charge of taking care of sort of illegal pet lemurs, and it was really challenging because when we cannot have lemurs as pets, but if they are kept as pets, they become more aggressive, and there are such a many diseases, and many behaviors. And so I had to learn really quick, about lemurs, because I have a background on plant biology. So Mani helped me a lot because LemurLove worked at that time with this NGO as a lemur rescue center and in the south of Madagascar. And when I started to take care of these lemurs, I realized that I'm really passionate about these animals, and I started to love lemurs. Can you imagine that? We think that Malagasy they should love lemurs, but no. We we don't have this. Oh my, it's so cute. No. Malagasy, we don't have this. It's not our culture to love animals. That's the first thing. So I've learned to love lemurs, and I became to be an advocate of lemurs. And when I see lemurs as pet or for difficult conditions, I was, oh my God, for lemurs. That's love. That's really love. Also, we with Money, we really shared this goal to involve local scientists, local communities, and also human. I'm really such a feminist human, that. So yeah, we have to empower women, and so we share. We really with Money. We really share that. So we help. We work with a local association, women human association in the south of Madagascar, but also we really help Malagasy students, Malagasy researchers. For example, we have the program of writing fellowship. So we help Malagasy students to have a paper to get published, Can you imagine that for almost publications about Madagascar, the papers are led by foreigners, not by Malagasy.
Yeah,
The,
it doesn't
yeah,
surprise me, but it shouldn't be that way. It's mad.
yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's not, and because we don't have the capacity to do that, we don't have the skills and many challenges. So with money, we help the Malagasy students and researchers to have a place in the science community. So we really share that. So yeah, the LemurLove is such a organization that yeah, we really share the common goal, the common dream. So yeah. So
Perfect.
that's yeah, that's why. And yeah, I'm the in-country director of LemurLove since September 2018. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's so
Mm-hmm.
interesting, and that it must be such a rewarding like, because you are clearly so passionate about it. It must be such a rewarding role to have for you personally as well. It's the whole time
Yeah.
the listeners won't be able to see, but the whole time you've been talking about, it, you've had such a massive smile on your face, and this you clearly are really passionate and love it so much. It's really really good to see.
Yeah, everything begins with passion, because if you don't have passion, it's waste time. Yeah, it's waste time. Yeah, so yeah, like you, I imagine when I look at you, you are really passionate about what you do, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh, so
like
that's
it's one
so
of those things that I work for the Botanic Gardens in Edinburgh for most
mm-hmm.
of the time, and then I do this in my spare time. And most people would think during your spare time, surely you won't want to do conservation work as well, because yeah, but no,
Uh-huh.
I do. That's what it's all I want to do all of the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
um,
Yeah.
but yes, thank you. Yes, thank you again so much for your time. Uh,
Yeah, thank
yes,
you too. Yeah.
thank you very very much. Thank you.